Good morning, students. So, in the last 4 sessions, we have seen the meaning of internal reconstruction. In that, we have seen what is the meaning of reconstruction, then the types of reconstruction, that is internal and external reconstruction. Then we have studied the ways for the internal reconstruction. There are two ways. One is by alteration of capital we can restructure internally, and also on reduction of share capital. So we have seen also the procedure for capital reduction and also the alteration of capital. So with the examples, and also we have seen the journal entries regarding the ways of internal reconstruction. Now in the session 55, we will take some 5 marks questions and 15 marks questions, and we will study in detail how the capital reduction amount is calculated and how the statement of assets and liabilities is prepared after the scheme of internal reconstruction. Here, first of all, we will take the 5 marks problem. So here we have selected one problem. XYZ Company Limited decided for internal reconstruction. The scheme of reconstruction is follows: 30,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each fully paid, reduced to shares of rupees 5 each fully paid. So here 30,000 shares of rupees 10 each were reduced to rupees 5 fully paid, means here the difference is rupees 5. So such 5 is sacrifice made by the equity shareholders. Then again 15,000 preference shares of rupees 10 each fully paid, reduced to shares of rupees 5 per share fully paid. So here it also shows that preference shareholders also sacrificing rupees 5, that is the difference between the old face value and new face value, that is rupees 5 is sacrificed by the preference shareholders. Next, here the debenture holders, 310% debentures of rupees 500 each converted into 1,500 6% debentures of 50 each. So here first there are 300 debentures, 10% debentures of rupees 500 each, means the total debenture was 1,50,000, and the same the debentures were converted into 1,500 6% debentures of rupees 50 each, means almost 50%, means 75,000 sacrifice made by the debenture holders. Next, the debit balance of profit and loss account is 75,000 and preliminary expenses 90,000 were to be written off. So these are the losses which to be written off. Next, the value of plant and machinery and stock were written down by 45,000 and 37,500. This is the reduced balance of assets. So for this all, we have to pass journal entries and show a separate adjustment. So first of all, here we have to calculate the total loss. Then we have to find out the total capital reduction amount collected from the shareholders and debenture holders. Then such capital reduction amount is utilized for the payment or writing off of the accumulated losses and reduced balance of asset. So we will see how the total capital reduction amount is calculated. So here calculation of capital reduction amount is very, very important. So first of all, we will see from the equity share holders, that is equity share capital, there are 30,000 shares and the face value of share was 10 rupees, but it is reduced to rupees 5, means here there is a difference balance is rupees 5. So that balance is sacrificed by the equity shareholders. So therefore the shares are 30,000 and the amount is 5 rupees. So totally the sacrifice made by the equity share capital is 1,50,000. Same way, from the preference shareholders, 15,000 shares are there and they are sacrificing rupees 5, means here the old face value is 10 and the new face value is 5. The difference is rupees 5. So then from the debenture holders, first of all, old debentures were 300 debentures at rupees 500 each. So the total debenture amount is 1,50,000. But when they are converted into 6% debentures and the number of debentures were 1500 and the rate is 50. So therefore, now the debentures are reduced by 75,000. So it means the debenture holders are sacrificing rupees 75,000. So total capital reduction amount is from the equity shareholders 1,50,000, from the preference shareholders 75,000, and from the debenture holders 75,000, means the total capital reduction amount is 3 lakh. So for this we have to pass separate journal entries. So first of all, the sacrifice made by the equity shareholders is shown in the form of journal entry. So here we have to pass journal entries. So equity share capital account to capital reduction account. So the sacrifice made by the equity share capital is shown in the form of journal entry and the amount sacrificed is transferred to capital reduction account. So here the equity share capital is 1,50,000 is sacrificed by the equity shareholders and it is transferred to capital reduction account. Then preference shareholders. So here again the preference shareholders also sacrificing 75,000 and such amount is transferred to capital reduction account. Third, debenture holders are also sacrificing 75,000 and the same amount is transferred to capital reduction amount. So then after transferring the sacrifices amount to the credit side of capital reduction account, then we can easily find out the total capital reduction amount, and we are having rupees 3 lakh total capital reduction amount, and such amount is utilized for the purpose of writing off the accumulated losses like profit and loss account 75,000, preliminary expenses 90,000, plant and machinery, reduced balance of plant and machinery 45,000, and stock 37,500. So after paying all this amount, that is losses and the reduced balance of assets, there is a balance of rupees 52,500. So such balance is transferred to capital reserve account. So separate journal entries are passed and the total reduction amount is utilized for the purpose of reconstruction. So here, according to the information here, the reduction amount is calculated and the journal entries were passed. Now we will move to problem number 2, that is 15 marks question. So here the statement of assets and liabilities of Krishna Limited is given as on 31/3/2020. Here the statement shows that in particulars column all the assets and liabilities and the related notes and amounts, and here as per this statement the total liability is 11,55,000 and the total asset is 11,55,000. So here first of all there are notes relating to the items or capital and other things are given. So we will see in detail what this note indicates. So first of all we will take first note 1, that is it tells about the share capital. So here there are 10,000 6% preference shares of rupees 100 each and the total capital was 10 lakh, and 10,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each and the total equity share capital is 10 lakh, and this is the authorized capital, and subscribed capital is 7,500 6% preference shares of rupees 100 each means 7,50,000, and the 5,000 equity share of rupees 100 each fully paid is 5 lakh. So total according to note number 1 the share capital is 12,50,000. So note 2 tells about the reserves and surplus. So reserves and surplus includes discount on issue of shares, profit and loss account, that is debit balance. So discount on issue of share is 18,000, profit and loss debit balance is 1,15,000, preliminary expenses 12,000. So total reserves and surplus is 1,45,000 is to be written off. So note 3 tells about short term borrowings, that is overdraft rupees 20,000. Next note 4 tells about trade payables, that is creditors 30,000, and tangible assets note 5 the tangible assets are 1,73,000. Intangible assets like patents rupees 8,50,000. So patents to be written off. So next, inventory is stock 55,000, debtors 76,500, and cash according to note 9 is 500. So for after looking at the statement of assets and liabilities, now we will see the other informations given. So additional informations here, the company suffers heavy losses and was not getting well. The following scheme of reconstruction was adopted. Here the company suffered heavy losses and it has applied for the petition from the court, and the court has ordered for the reconstruction. So here the scheme of reconstruction include the preference shares are reduced to an equal number of fully paid up shares of rupees 50 each. Here the old preference shares are at rupees 100 each. Now the 100 rupees is reduced to rupees 50. Means here the preference shareholders are sacrificing rupees 50 per share. Then equity shareholders also sacrificing the amount. Here the equity shares are reduced to an equal number of fully paid shares of rupees 25 each. So here the face value of share was 100, but now the 25 rupees per share is reduced. So here the equity shareholders also sacrificing rupees 25 per share. The amounts available is used to write off rupees 30,800 of leasehold premises, rupees 15,000 of stock, 20% of plant and machinery, and sundry debtors and debit balance available of patents. So these are the losses which are to be written off from the sacrifices made by the equity shareholders and preference shareholders. That is the total capital reduction amount. So here for this we have to pass journal entries and we have to prepare the revised statement of assets and liabilities after the reconstruction. So here first of all we will prepare capital reduction account to find out the total sacrifices made by the class of shares, that is preference shares and equity shareholders. Here preference share capital is 3,75,000. Here the equity share preference shareholders are sacrificing 50 rupees per share. Means the total preference shares are 7,500 shares. So 7,500 shares at rupees 50 means it is 3,75,000. And equity shareholders are also sacrificing rupees 25 per shares. There are 5,000 equity shares are there, and the shareholders are sacrificing 75 rupees per share. So therefore the sacrifice made by the equity shareholders is 3,75,000 and preference share capital is 3,75,000. So here total capital reduction amount is 7,50,000. Now from this 7,50,000, all the accumulated losses to be written off. First, discount on issue of shares is 18,000 and profit and loss account 1,15,000, preliminary expenses 12,000, leasehold premises 30,800 and stock 15,000, the plant and machinery 8,840, that is the depreciation, then debtors 15,300 and the balancing amount is utilized for the writing off of the patent. So here 5,35,460 rupees is utilized for the writing of patents. So here first of all we have to calculate the total capital reduction amount, and from that we have to pay or write off all the accumulated losses which are given in the problems, that is in the additional information. After this we have to pass journal entries. So here for the sacrifice made by the preference shareholders, the journal entry is passed like this: preference share capital account to capital reduction amount account. So that is the amount sacrificed by the preference shareholder is 3,75,000 and such amount is transferred to capital reduction account. So narration is being 7,500 preference shares were reduced by rupees 50. Here the preference shareholders are sacrificing rupees 50 per share. Then equity shareholders, the amount is 3,75,000 and such amount is transferred to capital reduction account, and 3,75,000 is transferred to capital reduction amount. After collecting, see, total 7,50,000 is the capital reduction amount, and 7,50,000 amount is utilized for the writing of the losses. So here the journal entry is passed to write off all the losses like this. The capital reduction account is debited with 7,50,000, and to profit and loss account is credited with 1,15,000. Discount on issue of shares 18,000. Preliminary expenses by 12,000. Leasehold account by 15,000. Stock 15,000. Plant and machinery 8,440. Debtors 15,300. And the balancing figure, that is 5,35,460 to write off the patents. So like this we have to pass journal entries. After passing journal entry, now it is time to prepare revised statement of assets and liabilities. So now we will prepare revised statement of assets and liabilities. So here, so first we have to compare the old statement, and now on that basis we have to prepare the revised statement. So here the share capital under the note 1. So first share capital was, as per the old statement, the share capital was 12,50,000, but now the new share capital is only 5 lakh. So here note 1 tells about the explanation about the share capital. Here the 7,500 preference shares, the number of preference shares will remain same, but the face value of the share is reduced to 50 per share fully paid up. So means the total preference capital is 3,75,000, and the 5,000 equity shares of rupees 25 each fully paid. The old face value was 100, but now it is reduced to 25, means equity shareholders have sacrificed 75 per share. Next, short term borrowings 20,000, note 2. So as per note 2, short term borrowings, that is bank overdraft, is 20,000. As per note 3, trade payables, so creditors 30,000. So non current assets, fixed assets, tangible assets. Here as per note 4, tangible assets are 1,33,760. Intangible assets, that is patent, the old patent amount was amount as per the old statement was rupees 8,50,000. From that 8,50,000, 5,35,460 was written off, and the balancing amount is shown in the note 5. Then current assets, so inventory is 40,000, stock, that is stock 40,000, trade receivables debtors 61,200, and cash rupees 500. So after the balances which remained after the scheme of reconstruction, and according to the notes, all the amounts, that is share capital is written 5 lakh, it is totally revalued, and the total capital is 5 lakh, and now the total liability is 5,50,000. Same way the total asset is also 5,50,000. So like this you have to prepare first capital reduction account to find out the total capital reduction amount, and from that we have to pay off all the accumulated losses. After paying off accumulated losses, we have to pass the journal entries. After passing journal entry, now we have to prepare the revised statement of balance sheet or revised statement of assets and liabilities of after reconstruction. So first of all we have to exclude all the amounts which are written off, and after writing off of all the losses, then remaining amounts are taken, and the statement of assets and liability after reconstruction is prepared. And here we have prepared the statement after reconstruction, and the total liability is 5,50,000 and the total asset is 5,50,000. Like this, students, we have to prepare the revised statement of assets and liabilities after reconstruction. I hope all of you understood. Thank you one and all.